another episode in Christmas books that I read that have inspired me as an author. Hi, I'm Emily Tellwright, author and publisher at Castle Sefton Press, and today I'm talking about this, the third Persephone book of short stories. Now, if you haven't heard of Persephone books, they've got a shop in Bath. They are an independent publisher that reprints forgotten works, usually from the end of the 19th to the late 20th century, mostly by women, but not all. I think they've all got these nice grey covers with the cream title, and they've also got these beautiful end papers that vary from book to book here. Lovely quality books, great quality literature really. If you followed me, you'll know that I very much admire the style of writing from the sort of first half of the 20th century up until the sort of modern experimentalism came in, and that's the style of writing that I like to write myself, and I like to apply it to contemporary themes and contemporary times. I think that just because you want to read about contemporary things doesn't mean that you have to like show not tell, which I don't particularly. Nothing wrong if you do, but I don't. And I think there's a lot of people out there who don't particularly like that, but still want to read something new that's relevant to how we live now. And that's exactly what my book Ghost Train is about. And it's also entertaining, mystery, bit of romance, some time slip themes, lots going on there. So because of that, I really admire Persephone books, and they publish a lot of authors that I really like. And I've said before, I love a book of short stories at Christmas because it's just like a box of chocolates, picking out all the little favourites. And there were some favourites of mine. And here, a short story by Winifred Holtby, whose work I very much like. 2 stories by Dorothy Whipple, who is one of my favourite authors. And there were some surprises too, particularly Rosamund Pilcher. There's a story in here, An Evening to Remember from 1985. Now, I worked in a bookshop in the early 1990s. Well, I worked in several, but I worked in a very, very large book department store in the early 90s. And we had some of her new hardback titles while I was working there that were heavily promoted. And to be honest, I wasn't attracted to her work, but I absolutely loved her story in this book, and I will certainly be investigating more of her work since. So this was a very stimulating read. Lots of different high quality writers, lots of different themes, some light-hearted, some serious. Really great for getting your ideas and imagination working as an author. Persephone, third book of short stories, highly recommended. Persephone books in general, highly recommended. See you soon.